Okay guys, quick update with Bitcoin. So I want to give you your key support and resistance levels for Bitcoin to pay attention to. I'm making a request from you guys. So I want to create some more charts. I've been getting requests in Discord. I also had one of our mods, Larinko, create a list of charts. And you can see BTC dominance, USDT dominance, total 3, and Sol were the top ones. So these are the first ones I'm going to knock out. These are just some altcoins. He put it in the list, and you can see some ranked higher than others. So I'm going to continue to do this and just knock some charts out. But what I'm requesting from you guys is leave a comment. Tell me, I prefer rather than just putting ETH or ADA, I'd like you to actually leave a comment, why you'd want me to create a certain chart for a certain altcoin, what you like about this altcoin. And guys, if you see a comment about a certain coin, rather than just make a duplicate comment, just give it a like, and the one that has the most likes, I'll give that priority. But I will get some feedback what coins you guys would like to see me cover. And when I do my videos about Bitcoin, I'll add those charts to it. Now I have other charts up here. I have Solana, ADA, ETH, Nvidia. So I'm going to go through those charts, show how those played out. But I'm going to be creating new charts, and when I do these Bitcoin videos, I'll just add some other charts to it, just cover more stuff. As I said, I'm going to start making more videos. And by the way, guys, I will be making that CoinCash video soon. It's going to be a two-part video, so it'll be the same video. In the first part, I'm going to show you how to trade on CoinCash. And then the second part of that video is just stuff I've learned to protect yourself. Obviously, stop losses is the first thing you want to do. A lot of people enter a trade without setting their stop loss first. Then they want to set the stop loss after it goes the wrong way and they get liquidated. So you always want to set your trade with your stop loss set before you enter your trade. And then little tricks like rather than using a stop loss, you could start a hedge. So if price is pushing up above where you would want to get out, you could start a hedge, and that way when price comes back down, it would close out your hedge, and then price continue the correct direction that you were trading, and then you continue to make money without actually getting out of your trade. So there's little things that I'm going to cover in that video. But I did want to cover this video really quick just to give you your key support and resistance levels. Again, guys, if you want to sign up for CoinCatch, which is no KYC, that link's pinned in the first comment in the description, as well as another one, BitUnix, which is no KYC as well. But do expect that video up soon, but I did want to get this video up really quick. So in the last video, I did tell you I had this blue ring. I do think we're going to continue to bounce down this blue ring. I said your next major resistance was around 58K. We're getting close to that point. I do think this blue ring is just going to be a moneymaker. Every time you hit it, you go long. As I said before, I think we're probably headed down to 44K if we cannot get above 58K. So we're going to cover these charts. So as I said, you can see that we did bounce from 49,000 to 82. And we're getting very close, guys. Now, I'm not saying we cannot get above this point. You can get wicks above. I just want to let you know that right now it looks like 57,800, 57,900 around that area looks to be a very key resistance level. Again, as long as we're below this point, as I said, I am still bearish. All right, that means we could just get rejected, come back down. If the next major, again, this is the next major resistance, the strongest support and resistance levels on this chart. So if we get above 57,900, the next point to short is 62,882. If we get above that, guys, I have to start flipping bullish, and that means if we get above our most macro resistance up here, that would be roughly 69,823, depending when we make contact. But remember, 57,900 we have to break that first before you can even start getting more bullish. But just want to let you know we're getting close to that resistance level. And again, like I said, the blue ring, pay attention to that. Every time we hit it, I know I'm going to go long, but 58,000. Around that area, depending. Well, this is an upper angle, so as time goes on, that price gets higher. So let me just go through some of these charts. So the H1 chart, yesterday's video, I mentioned the same thing. This fib channel line, you see we did get some wicks above. Notice immediate candle was below this line. So I said this was your point to short, 54,700. But notice what happens once we got above 54,700, right? This became resistance. Yes, we got wicks above, guys. Just you have to pay attention to the pattern we're in. It was resistance, right? We were caught in this pattern. We pushed up, and notice now this became support, right? So now on the hourly, if you're swing trading, now your resistance is right up here around 57,000. right around 57,138. But notice you have this trend line right here, right? The price has been respecting. So that means your resistance right now is 57,138 up to 57,290. Well, if we get above 57,290 or hold support above 57,138, then it's very likely we're headed up to potentially 58,800. We could get a wick up there and then come back down. But I'm just showing you this is how you play on the hourly. But again, you have this fib channel line, price will respect, and you have this trend line. So I'm saying use trend lines and use the fib channel lines. And again, this is the D1 chart. This is the D1 simple chart. I'm sorry. This is the D1 simple chart that has these yellow, orange, red macro trend lines. And remember, guys, if we do get rejected, my target too long, and again, I do think it's very possible, if we continue down, we will hit that target around the 20th of August to possibly the 25th of August. As I mentioned before, every time we make contact with one of these rings is at a major support or resistance level. Notice every time it's a major level is when we make contact. So it's very possible around that time frame, if we continue down, that's where we're headed. But this is the D1 chart. These are fib channels. We did get rejected at this point. You know, price is actually pushed back up. So your current resistance, and this is just a horizontal line. You know, price has been respecting going back. This is a previous low back on May 24th. So obviously, I'm not saying that has this point to get rejected, but that is a point to watch. Your next resistance, as I said, guys, 57,100 looks like a very key resistance level. Now, if we do get a wick above, that's you know, if we get a wick above, but you see us come back down and we get a daily open below, or let's say we push up, we get a daily open below this point and then wick above, I would still be bearish and I would not go long. I would only go long if we get a daily open above. Again, this is if you're already long from below. In the previous video, I told you to long 54,136. If you're not in a trade and you're waiting for a play, my play would be to short 57,861. But again, if we get a daily open below this point and you start seeing price push up, that's still bearish because we got a daily open below this point. And that's all I'm trying to point out. But if we do get above 57,861, okay, and we push up, your next key resistance level, notice this line right here, this has been respected. So your next resistance level to pay attention to is around 59,400, depending when you make contact. And then, like I said, that orange line, and keep in mind, not only that, we have horizontal support, as you can see right here, this horizontal support, and we have this line. Again, I'm bullish if we get above this point. In the meantime, as long as we're below this point, I'm bearish. But you see price did push up, and as I said, let me jump to the Dow real quick. Remember what I said if you watched the previous video. I said this was our support. All right, this fib channel line has been here for a long time. We came down, and I mentioned this orange ring as well. This is currently our support. Markets are pushing up, and Bitcoin's pushing up. We are currently at resistance right now on the Dow, so I have to pay attention. And again, as I mentioned before, yes, I charted the Dow, but you know, if there's going to be a major move with the indices, they typically move together. So we're at resistance with the Dow now. So pay attention, see if we get above 39,305 up to. I'm just going to move this up here. 39,632. If we get above that and hold support, again, then that would be bullish potentially to push to our next key resistance level, which will be around 40,500. But again, follow the markets, guys. Indices up. Typically, Bitcoin will go sideways or up. But you can see we got a bounce. Bitcoin's pushing up, and it pushed up from that ring, which is crazy. When the Dow found support at 38,630 was when we found support on this ring. So I'm just saying, it's just crazy how all of these, you know, when you create these charts a certain way, how they line up with other, you know, Bitcoin lining up with the Dow Jones. That's just crazy, but it seems to work. But just pay attention to this next level. So let me move on to, so we covered what basically, if we break back below 54,136, my target, as I said, will be this 44,900 to 44,500. But let me show you some of these altcoin guys. So again, do leave a comment. You know, it can be stocks, it can be metals, it can be whatever. Just tell me what kind of coins or what kind of stocks or charts you're interested in. And while yes, they will be available on the website, I will occasionally make posts about these different altcoins and stocks in these videos. But just for Solana, for example, and I'll show you the published version of this chart. But notice this blue line right here. This line has been here for a long time. if you take note, price came up. All right, price came up, and we got rejected. This, I didn't have a fib channel line here, so we got rejected at what, 204. Every time we hit this line, we get rejected. But notice we found support right on this this fib channel line. You can see price has been respecting this fib channel line for Solana, right? So this is a very, very key level. And if you'll take note, we came down and we hit this literally to the dollar, right at what it was. $110.44, right? Okay, so if we push up, there is a lot of resistance up here at 171. So if you're looking for a point to long to or short Solana, well, you've got this fib channel line in this direction, price has been respecting, right? You've got the center Bollinger Band, this is on the daily, and you have your macro trend line resistance. So if you're looking for a point to short Solana, that would be around $170.78. If we hold above that, and that becomes support, well, then you go long because we have some more upside. And just showing you guys, I always say just look left. These are great for scalping. This is next fib channel line below. You see this is respected. That's just below. So that means if we drop below 110, the next point scalp along would be to $95. You would scalp along $95.66 up to 109. And if you get rejected there, we come down lower. If we hold above that, well, your target's above. But again, these are charts I'm going to be updating and creating new charts. Just want to show you how they played out. This is a published version of this chart. This is published on September 27, 2023. Price was down. It was down around $18. That's crazy how much Solana pushed up. So I'm going to hit play and just show you how the chart played out. You can kind of see, I mean, it was just going up like crazy. But notice right here, this fib channel line. Remember, these lines were here before price ever got to it. So this was a point we got rejected. Found support, we kind of chopped on this one. We pushed up, didn't quite make it to that, came back down to this one as almost perfect support, got rejected. I'm gonna hit play, and you can see this is that line I was talking about right here. We came right down, found perfect support on this fib channel line. So the way I create these charts, I'm able to give you potential points to long and short way before price ever gets to that point. And again, I do have tutorials on my website where I teach you my charting method. So if you want to learn how to create these charts yourself, again, my tutorials, I show you step by step. I have like 6 videos where I show you the first thing I do with trend lines, how I create these fib channels based on the trend lines, how I add these fib circles. So if you want to learn that method, I do teach it. If you want to sign up to get access to these charts, and our Discord is $49 a month. If you want to pay with USDT, I do have some specials, so email me about that. So let's go on to Ethereum. So this Ethereum chart, I don't have a published version of this, but I just want to show you your current levels right now. Notice for Ethereum, and let's see, let me get your price label here. So notice when we pushed up to this point, notice that you have this fib channel line here, right, in this direction. Let me just do a line right here. So we got a fib channel line in this direction. I'll make this white so it stands out. Okay, so you got that fib channel line there, and you have this fib channel line here. That's a lot of resistance. So yes, we got rejected. We pushed up just a bit, but you have double resistance here. Plus you're at the top Bollinger Band on the daily. But notice we kept getting rejected at this point, right? We finally dropped from $3,228. And if you'll notice, we found, even though we wicked below, this is what I'm saying about that D1 chart. Even if you drop below, right, notice the next daily candle open was above this point, so that was a bullish. So your current support right now, just based on the fib channels for Ethereum, usually I do green here. So your current support is $2,379. If we get a daily open below $2,373, well, we have so much lower targets. And again, these charts will be updated. I'm creating new charts. But if we continue up, depending when you make contact, and take note, see the center Bollinger Band is starting to move down like this, right? Well, we just happen to have a very important key fib channel line here. So that means if you wanted to chance a long, I would have my stop below 2,300. But if we continue up, a great point to take profit or short would be 3,073. Obviously, if we hold above that and that becomes support, well, you can tell your next resistance level is going to be all the way up here around $4,212. If 2,373 breaks, again, I need to update this chart. But the next major support level I have is down around 1,400, and that would be one heck of a drop. But I just want to show you how these charts play out and how you play the charts, because I'm going to be creating a lot of new charts. This is ADA. Just want to show you how this chart played out. I I might have a published chart, but I couldn't find it. So you can see up here, just showing you again how to read these charts. So you can see that this line, and again, so I zoom out like on the weekly, and I find the most important trend lines in two different directions. And what I do is I create a fib channel between those two macro trend lines. And that's basically just like a fib retracement at an angle. That's what a fib channel is. But you can see all the support and resistance that this one line right here was. And let me just draw a line here to show what I'm talking about, because I know it's kind of hard to see sometimes. So you'll see it was support and resistance, support and resistance, support and resistance. It was a little chop. You know, went above it, went below it. But if you notice, that same line was respected. And this was back on, when we made contact, this is back on the 23rd of October, 2022. We've been respecting this line before we got our drop, was in the 14th of March, 2024. So this line was respected for quite a while. You could have shorted here at, 66 cents. Then shorted again at 76 cents. But if you'll take note, we got rejected. This is another fib channel line, guys. These are all fib numbers, but it's at an angle based on the direction price is moving. So you can see we got a nice rejection at, let me make this bigger so you can see it. Nice rejection at 42 cents. And then we found support. This fib channel line we've been respecting moving down, right? So your current support right now, and we did get a wick below, but your current support right now for ADA, Cardano, is 31 cents. Your next resistance level just above, and you can see why I have this. Basically, I just took this line because I've already mapped out the direction of price, and I just move it up and see how much confluence we have. And you can see you got rejection, almost got a rejection, got a perfect rejection. Then you can see it became support. We broke it, and then we dropped. So I'm saying you can get these charts. They're shareable. Once you get access to charts, you can save them as your own, and then you can add lines. Again, I map out the direction of price. These charts will be updated. But your next resistance level above for Cardano is right up here at 36 cents. Your most key resistance, so say you get above 36 cents, the point you'd want to open a short would be around 43 cents. If that held as support, then you know that you would long up to or go up to at least 50 cents. All right, so this is kind of how you read the charts. If I kind of zoom out, I don't how far back this goes. I just want to show you these lines and why they're so important. This actually there's no contact with this point. I'd have to go back further. But based on this chart, if we drop, and that's the great thing about creating the charts this way, even though you wouldn't necessarily have a level, a support level or resistance level, because we haven't reached that point yet. The way I create these charts, you can actually find them. So we know your next major support, if we did drop below, let's say, 31 cents, is going to be around 26 cents down to 25 cents. So that'd be a great point to open a long. But right now we are respecting this trend line right here. So next point to short would be around 36 cents. That is just a trend line. Again, it looks like price is respecting, but your most strongest resistance level above is around 43, and your most strongest support is around 26 to 25 cents. The Dow Jones, now, again, I just covered that, but for me, this is make or break for the Dow. So remember, if we get rejected at 39,300, potentially 39,623, and then we come back down and we break back below this orange ring, as I said, if you watch a few videos back, if we break below 38,800, potentially 38,667, then we're breaking a very, very key support level. And as I said, every time we break below one of these orange rings, we have a lot more downside, and that means all of these altcoins and Bitcoin are going to come crashing down. That being said, I also mentioned it's very possible that the Fed might lower interest rates in September, which could give us a boost and could push markets up. I do think it'll be short-lived. As I said, typically when they lower interest rates, that means something is broke already, and they're trying to save the markets from crashing further. So it's going to be interesting times here for sure. This is Nvidia, and I just want to show you how accurate this chart's been. Now, Nvidia had a stock split, so price action was when you can see this chart here. So this is published on February 8th. So you can see these red rings up here, where price would move up the ring, it cross it, drop, move up the ring, cross it, drop, move up the ring, cross it, and I was expecting a drop. We did actually push up. It doesn't always play out exactly, but we typically do get those big moves. But since we had a stock split, what happened, you can see up here, these are these red rings where price was respecting. Well, since the stock split, I just want to show how accurate this chart has still been. When we came down, you notice we found support, and this line was here before. This line, or actually this line right here, was already here. That became support, and this is what I'm talking about. When I create these charts, if you have multiple points, so you can see right here, this line was a support level, right? This line was a support level. That's double support. So when price came down and made contact around $92.48, that's the point you go long. Now this ring, this red ring, is being respected, and the wild thing is price was never down near this area until the split. But you can see how well price is still respecting all of these rings and all these fib channel lines. So right now we're just now pushing above. We're at a resistance level. Now I'm not saying open a put now. I think that'd be risky. If you did want a chance to put for Nvidia, it'd be around 106.82. That being said, if we hold support above 106, then that means your next major resistance, well, it's very clear based on this chart. Now, yes, you can see if you draw a trend line here, if you just do a trend line, you can see it looks like we're respecting something like this. You know, stocks get a little crazy. I would probably do something like this. So let's say that you get above 114, and we might even come back down and test 109. Well, we know that this is the strongest resistance level we have up here. So a great point to take profit on your call or your long would be around 132 for Nvidia. But I can tell you this, price will respect these rings. You got this blue ring, this yellow ring, and you have this fib channel line. And take note, price got topped out. So double support, well, this is double resistance. You have the line in this direction, line in this direction. This is where we got topped out and we started dropping. So I'm telling you, there is a lot of resistance. A lot of resistance from 132 up to 144. So if you're looking for a point too short or to do some puts, this is the area to do it for Nvidia. That being said, guys, if resistance levels break, I'm just telling you that is a lot of resistance. But if we hold above, if we push up and we hold above 144, then go long, because we're above all major resistance levels. That means we have a lot more upside. But I just wanted to show you again how to play the charts, and again, I'm going to create a lot more charts. Let me show you how this played out, just so you can see. As I mentioned, these lines right down here. So I'm going to hit play. This is published on February 8th. So again, this is before the stock split. So if I hit play, you can see price just disappeared, right? So if we go down, you can actually see, and I was zoomed in, that actually right here where I said was a line, that's actually a ring. So if we zoom out, you can see that. You can see this right here. That's actually a fib circle. That's not a line. When you're zoomed in, it looks like a line sometimes. But as you can see, we came down. You can see this green line of support, and you can see this white ring. And even though it was a stock split, you can see it did perfectly. And again, this was published on February 8th. We pushed up right to this point. This was resistance. This was resistance. I gave you an ideal point too short. You see we came down. We got a nice bounce on this red ring. We pushed up, and then we hit double support. This is a major support level, $91.92. The next candle hasn't shown and won't show till tomorrow. So that's what I'm showing you guys. These charts work. I teach you how to create these charts. And I'm also just trying to show you how to play the charts. So again, if you have an idea for charts you want me to create, please leave a comment down below and try to be as detailed as possible. Why you'd want me to create this chart, and maybe what exchange you want this chart created for, or what pairs or whatnot. Give me as much information as possible. And again, if someone already left a comment for a chart that you want, just give it an upvote. All right, it's easier for me just to go and look for the one that has the most likes, and then I'll make sure I add these charts to the mix. But again, guys, if you want to sign up to get access to these charts, the website is opticrypto.com. Remember, if you want to sign up for CoinCatch, that link's pinned in the first comment description. The KYC, I have another option for you there as well. It's never a bad idea to be on more than one exchange. And guys, I will get that video up soon, how to trade on CoinCatch, as well as some tricks I've learned to protect yourself. And yeah, I'm going to be working on some charts and just keep knocking out videos. That's it, guys. And if you don't mind leaving a like, I'd really appreciate it. That's it. Trade safe, trade smart. I'm out.